Biden's doctor takes the fifth. They don't want to reveal anything. I'm only saying we should hold him in contempt of court. We should throw him in prison like they did to Steve Bannon and Navarro. I wanted to get you the very latest on this to report on this tonight. So I'm reporting on this last. Welcome to Doug in Exile, to the shout out to the Quad Club. Those are the people that are watching 4 videos a day all the way through. You're helping pay. I take your money for what I make this week, and we give it to Rebuilding Hope, where their beloved Miss Tenaple and 3 of my 4 kids over there building wheelchair ramps with our church for the poor in Dalton, Georgia. That's Margie Taylor Green area. Thank you guys for watching. All you got to do is watch, and it's like making a donation. This is the earlier articles. This is the Daily Signal. Joe Biden's White House physician pleads the fifth multiple times. That's one way of saying it. In the auto pen scandal investigation, you guys know we were first to break the auto pen scandal out of all the channels. I got interviewed even by the news, by websites about that. They go, how did you figure this out? I was first to break that. First leak from Mike Johnson. Former White House physician Kevin O'Connor pleaded the fifth multiple times during his closed-door interview with the White House Oversight Committee on Wednesday. That's today. James Comer subpoenaed O'Connor to testify regarding his alleged involvement in covering up President Joe Biden's health and the use of presidential auto pen when in office. So this is tied to who was the presidency. It's not just about his health thing. They're getting at it because they want to know about the bigger scandal, which is the cover-up of who was running the country for the last 4 years. And the doctor would have been a perfect excuse to get Joe Biden help, because he's in trouble. And he was part of the cover-up, probably along with Jill Biden. The expected hour-long deposition concluded quickly after O'Connor refused to provide any answers. I'm going to read the first 2 questions that were asked. Were you ever told a lie about the president's health? He pleaded the fifth. The only question, by the way, that he answered was when he had to give his name. All the rest, he pleaded the fifth. He would not answer that question. The second question, did you ever believe President Biden was unfit to execute his duty, unquote? Comer stated to reporters, according to Fox News. Again, President Biden's White House physician pleaded the fifth. This is unprecedented, and I think that this adds more fuel to the fire that there was a cover-up. We're going to keep going on this from a lot of different perspectives because I wanted to get you the latest. Here's the doctor actually walking out of that courtroom, which many people, Fox, are already reporting on, that they got the guy and he will not answer questions.
Well, we know it was pretty short, only about a half an hour behind closed doors here. And Kevin O'Connor, we believe he may have invoked his Fifth Amendment privileges here. We tried to get him as he was just leaving just a couple of minutes ago. He did not respond to any of my questions, and he did not respond to my questions going in as well. Listen.
Yeah, going in.
Dr. O'Connor, good morning.
Coming out.
Will you invoke the fifth?
That's the little short guy there in the middle.
What about patient-doctor confidentiality?
Yeah, he's not going to give you an answer. Look at me.
What are you prepared to say?
I mean, he pleaded the fifth, so he's not going to say anything. That's the whole point.
The Trump White House has waived executive privilege for Biden officials. Kevin O'Connor apparently invoked the Fifth Amendment. That made it.
That guy, they're going to continue to investigate him and possibly try him. Here's another angle on the whole thing with him coming out. It says Biden just refused to testify. He got up and walked out. And the House GOP must keep pushing. Do not cave. We demand answers. So he's already gone there. Here's another one. This is Emily Brooks, a statement from legal counsel for Biden's former White House, Dr. Kevin O'Connor, to the House Oversight Committee, refusing to answer questions in deposition, citing physician-patient privilege and the Fifth Amendment. I'm just going to show you the front end of this legal document. Statement on behalf of Dr. Kevin O'Connor. This is for Chairman Comer. Good morning. My name is David Scherler, and along with my partner, Mark McDougall, we represent Kevin O'Connor. Dr. O'Connor served in the U.S. Army for more than 20 years doing active tours of duty in Iraq and Afghanistan. Let me get to this. Biden's doctor pleaded the fifth, This is from Democrat Daniel Goldman, who back when it was someone else staying the fifth, said the Fifth Amendment ensures that people are not enforced to incriminate themselves, but you don't take the fifth if you didn't do anything wrong. That's a Democrat when it was applied to a Republican. They said you don't take the fifth if you didn't do anything wrong. So this applies to Biden's doctor 100%. Here's Megyn Kelly with Mark Halperin on her show. I just wanted to get this quote from her.
The guy who would have known about the prostate cancer if anyone knew. And now he gets summoned by James Comer to speak to the committee that's looking into the auto pen, et cetera. And yeah, I mean, I guess I would have expected doctor-patient privilege as an assertion, though we'll get to Comer's objections as to why that's inappropriate too. But whoa, the Fifth Amendment against incriminating himself. What's happening here?
Well, not adequately explained by his counsel. I would put this in the shocking but not surprising category. They were able to get through the presidency without this guy ever being held accountable. He's not a normal doctor for a normal patient. He's the president's doctor, and he's a doctor to a president who, along with his family and close aides, endangered America by having someone serve who had many moments, we don't know exactly how many, where he wasn't up to doing the job. So Comer has done a much better job framing this the correct way, not as politics, although obviously there are politics here, but we have to get to the bottom of this. This isn't a matter of embarrassing the Bidens. It isn't a matter of violating the president's right to privacy. It's a matter of how can we make sure that this doesn't happen again?
Okay, and to that bottom line, this is, so politics aside, I don't want to just do a ha-ha, Democrats, you got caught. What it really is the bigger scandal is, okay, so if Biden was mentally incapacitated, which most people conclude now he was largely incapacitated as president. If that's true, then you and I can give our opinion all we want, but we're not experts in the field. The one person whose responsibility it was legally to not tell us, but to tell other people in charge and other people running the White House, the guy that was supposed to sound the alarm first would be Biden's doctor. Biden's doctor had a legal obligation at least to tell Jill Biden, and maybe even the vice president, Kamala Harris, that look, the president by any professional standard, but by my professional standard, the only one that could have offered that expert opinion the earliest would have been a professional, competent doctor. And I'm assuming this guy is professional and competent, just a liar. He was part of a cover-up then. So he's the first person to commit the crime. Because Biden, if you're out of it, if you have Alzheimer's, it's not appropriate or rational for someone who's senile to diagnose themselves and do what's responsible. So Biden, if he was mentally impaired, it would always have to go to someone else who committed that crime. Biden didn't do the crime. He just went loopy. He just went gone. So the people who you can point to is Jill Biden, obviously, and Kamala Harris, obviously, but the highest responsibility with a license at stake and a Hippocratic oath would be the professional doctor. I'm just going to close on this real quick with Halperin.
And I'll say he is not a normal doctor with a normal patient. So I think in the end, the Republicans are going to win this fight, but his invocation of the Fifth Amendment, his hiding behind doctor-patient confidentiality goes to prove what we all suspected, which is they don't want whatever is left of the cover-up to fall apart. They're going to try to keep America from learning the truth. I don't think it'll work, and I'd urge Democrats to join in getting to the bottom of it rather than being on the wrong side of history.
Okay, if they get on the wrong side of history and if they keep dragging their feet, the Democrats, this is going to be a good thing to drag into 2026 and be able to then, I do believe in politicizing it. I want my guys to win. I want them to use this doctor being silent and drag this thing out all through next year in this giant investigation and continue so that it stays fresh in people's minds. So I just want us to win elections. I don't want the Democrats to ever get in control of this country again. And for sure by 2028, I mean, Kamala Harris, she is not going to be the top candidate. I believe it's probably going to be Gavin Newsom. That's the first time I've made that statement. I'll let you guys know if I hear anything else. Make sure you subscribe. Thank you guys for supporting this channel. I can't thank you enough for staying with me through a very difficult week for MAGA. We're going to get through it. We're committed to Trump. We're also committed to demolishing the Democrats. And I love being able to do it with great patriots like you. I'm Doug in Exile Quad Club.